Highway 60 in Israel and the West Bank is only 235 kilometers or 146 miles long, but its story travels back thousands of years. This road, which goes from Nazareth in the north all the way to Be'er Sheva in the south, is also known as the Way of the Patriarchs, as it contains many sites with biblical connections.
We have a road which is an ancient road, and it is called today Route 60, but in ancient times it was called either the Path of the Patriarchs. The Romans used this road. It's a very old road, and it really, the southern tip of it is Be'er Sheva. So that's where we are today to start the biblical highway route. It starts back here. And it goes north, and it goes through Hebron, and from Hebron to Bethlehem, from Bethlehem to Jerusalem, from Jerusalem to Bethel, from Bethel to Shiloh, from Shiloh to Shechem, and from Shechem, Shechem, all the way to the Jezreel Valley and to Nofa Galil, also known as Nazareth. So you have this one strip of road, and it starts here in the south, and we're going to go up the mountain, until at the very tip we're going to go down from the mountain.
The biblical highway is now a subject of a new documentary film produced by the TBN network, which follows former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo as he travels Highway 60 with former U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman.
They flew around the country from north to south on the biblical highway and are now about to put out a movie just about this topic, the Israel Biblical Highway, with all the stops, with all the Jewish biblical sites, but also the Christian biblical sites, all along this highway.
Yishai Fleischer, known primarily as a spokesperson of the Jewish community in Hebron, is very much engaged in this goal of making this highway a tourist attraction and a heritage road, similar to the famous Highway 66 in the US. I-24 News followed him as he toured some key points of the road. Our first stop was Tel Be'er Sheva, associated with ancient biblical Be'er Sheva.
So what we're seeing right now is the fusion of the ancient, which is right beneath us, Tel Be'er Sheva, this ancient city of Be'er Sheva. But around us is the big city of Be'er Sheva, the modern Israeli city. And for many people around the world, people think it's a miracle that there's an ancient 4,000-year-old city, and next to it a brand new city that has been reborn since 1917. And so not only is there an ancient city, but there's also an ancient road that's a new road, and that's Route 60. And you can kind of see it behind me a little bit in the distance. That road starts here in Be'er Sheva, and it's going to go north. And we're going to follow that north, and I'm hoping very much that pilgrims from all over the world, like the ones that we see here today in Tel Be'er Sheva, will be coming to this place, and they'll say to themselves, we're going on the biblical highway.
Our next stop is the Tomb of the Patriarchs in Hebron. This city has been a source of clashes between Muslims and Jews for generations, as religion, politics, and territory all collided.
Route 60, the Israel Biblical Highway, is a way to get around the political problems. We're talking about education. We're talking about heritage of much of the world, most of the world. So we're talking about something that says, listen, let's put the politics aside a little bit. Let's get back to Abraham, like the Abraham Accords, that the very name itself speaks of this place. Abraham, the father of many nations. The Arabs respect Abraham. The Jews respect Abraham. I always say to Arab friends, let's make this place beautiful. It's our joint shared father. Let's make something beautiful. So it's the same thing. The biblical highway is meant to bypass. It's in that sense, it's a bypass road. It's a road that's supposed to bypass the politics and the tensions. It's not here to make wars. It's here to educate, to love. Also, by the way, to make a lot of money and welfare for local peoples. People are all going to benefit from it because there's going to be more restaurants, more shops, more businesses, more opportunities. So it is a touristic, it's a touristic value. It's an asset for the state of Israel, for the Jewish people, and the people living alongside this road are all going to benefit.
We end our tour in Emek Bracha, or the Valley of Blessing in the West Bank, which provides a good viewpoint of the road, as well as more stories associated with the Torah.
Well, we're standing in a beautiful place here, really not so far away from Jerusalem, just a little bit south, close to Gush Etzion. We're in the heart of the area called Judea, and below us is the Valley of Blessings, Emek HaBracha, very famous valley in the book of Chronicles 2. Yehoshaphat, one of the scions of King David, beats back the Ammonites and the Moabites, and he comes here and he puts everybody below him, all the Jewish people of Judah, and they blessed them, and that's what it says. It says here, I'm holding up a 100-year-old Bible. It says that it came on the fourth day. They came to the valley of Bracha, and that's where they blessed God. Therefore, they called the name of the place Emek HaBracha Ad Hayom. To this very day, it's called the Valley of Blessings. So that's one. And two, this is also the place where Jacob, way earlier, when he was coming back from his sojourn in Haran and Aram in southern Turkey, was coming back to see his father in Hebron. So he stopped here in this place. This hilltop was called Migdal Eder. Migdal Eder, the tower that looks onto the flock and watches over the flock. So that's what this place is about, biblically speaking.
With Pompeo and Friedman at his side, Fleischer hopes to make Highway 60 a must-see road in the Holy Land, despite the bumps along the way.